Good evening, our dear viewer. Welcome to the 7 p.m. news at Mark TV with me, Joyce Akelo. Let's have a look at the headlines. Political drums silenced as Makerere University students prepare for online voting. Businesses in Makerere Chikoni struggle to survive amidst competition. In our first story tonight, the Makerere University students are set to vote for their leaders in different positions following the halting of the electoral process by the University Council on the 15th July. This followed gross violence which prompted for the review of the guild constitution. The decision was adopted by several university administrations despite the resistance from some of the students' body. Our reporter Kajuga Rogers brings the report in details.
Makerere University Students' Guild Constitution was amended in October following violent guild campaigns in July. The campaigns were characterized by hate, suspicion, and witch hunting between different camps, which climaxed into murder of a young man identified as Vetungura Vewate. The changes introduced by the amendment include the electronic voting system, which many candidates are skeptical about on whether it will deliver free and fair polls. Kamshava Justice, the guild presidential candidate and FDC, said they are determined to fight for their democratic rights in any form the university authority is dictated, and assured us that his camp is prepared for the poll.
Our online system, which I cannot guarantee transparency of this system. But one of the things that I really can assure all the Makereans is we have to participate regardless of what. Because this is something that belongs to us. When we need democracy, we can participate in fighting for it. So just as camp and just as generation, we are very ready to participating in this election.
The Vice Chairperson of Makerere University Electoral Commission, Ms. Athaire Joan, is confident that all the necessary preparations have been done to ensure that they deliver a free and fair election.
All right. Yeah, as the Electoral Commission of Makerere University, we have the mark input system that is going to help us in a free and fair election, where we have tickets, which is the Directorate of Information and Technology. It is going to help us in the system, in the voting, in that our votes are valid. The security cannot be hacked, in that the security measures are high from the tickets department together with the Electoral Commission.
The electronic voting system introduced by Makerere University has been met with dissenting voices. Candidates from different camps have cited inadequacies in the system. Kajuga Rogers Metanik, reporting for Mark TV.
Moving forward, schools have started sitting for the end-of-year exams so that the learners can go back home by 25th November. This is aimed at preventing further spread of the Ebola virus among the learners. Chiza Amos reports.
Following the Ministry of Education and Sports directive for the schools to close by 25th of November in order to curb further spread of Ebola virus, today on 14th November, schools have embarked on premature sitting of the examinations to enable students to go back home in the recommended time. Since the directive was issued, it has received mixed reactions from stakeholders like learners and teachers in as far as academic learning is concerned. Learners have fronted their concerns over this move, citing that this could affect their academic performance.
Closure of schools has probably affected us since we had already planned for the end of term year examinations, and there are abrupt changes, so it affected us, some of us as students. It inclined in your timetable, the personal timetable. You have again to check the timetable, hadn't prepared enough, so that is also a distraction. And about the syllabus, our teachers have already prepared a lot about the syllabus, and we hadn't finished the syllabus according as how the term was going to pursue through this term.
The head teacher of Kautek Academy Makerere, Mr. Henry Isamba, is worried about how the directive made them to panic in order to fit in the temporary program.
Mature close of the term 3, are affected, I think, all schools. Because one, that the schools are not covered, completed the syllabus. What was supposed to be taught the third term, we had covered maybe like 80%. So we have not covered the whole syllabus or the whole curriculum.
According to the newly issued academic calendar, the schools are expected to open up for the next academic year by 6th of February 2023.
Despite of schools falling short of time in this promotional term, they are left with no option other than responding to the directive of Ministry of Education and Sports. Kiza Amos, Mark TV.
Forests in Uganda play a part in the continuous existence of the tourism industry in Uganda, and this includes the provision of shelter to different animal species that attract tourists in Uganda. Kemigisha Floria reports.
Tourism remains one of the leading income earners in Uganda, and as a result there is need to invest in it. The monkeys are the main wildlife that have occupied Chirinya Forest. The forest emerged out of trees that were planted by residents of Chito village. Since then, the monkeys have found a place to call home.
Fula Evans, a resident of Chirinya. Initially, this was a forest before the trees were cut down to plant up some other facilities around. So the monkeys had no way to escape out. So they had to invade the environment nearby. That's where we live, and they so had their guava trees, and they so happened to get their foods from there. Initially, dogs are supposed to be rough to the monkeys, but the dogs around are so now used to the monkeys that even if they pass around them, they have no effect on them.
The presence of the monkeys has provided, among others, comfort to the residents of Chito village in Wakiso district.
The names of they are friendly to us. They sometimes attract tourists, and they sometimes make us happy when we are sad. When you see them playing, make us happy, and they help us relate with the other animals.
Chirinya Forest is a point that is directed towards enhancing the domestic tourism component in Uganda. The resident of Chito village continues to provide a conducive environment to the monkeys, as they have not posed any threat to the residents. Floria Kemgisha, Mark TV.
This brings us to the first segment of our news tonight as we go for a break. Now, Makerere University students are struggling with stress management as a result of the overwhelming academic pressure. Research conducted by the College of Business and Management Science COBAMS indicated that academic pressure and performance are the leading causes of stress among the university students at Makerere. We have the reports. Makerere University has put up a counseling center to provide counseling services to students. However, most students do not make use of this center due to the stigma attached to counseling.
We get students who come to get the services, but they are few compared to the number. More boys these days than girls. The girls are more empowered, and the boys need more support to cope. Here, the Counseling and Guidance Center will give a lot of information on different things. For example, those who come for career guidance. The students should come for counseling. It is free of charge. You don't have to be very sick to come for counseling. Those who come find it very useful and important to them. There are so many people who shy away from counseling because they think it is those who are really badly off as far as mental disorders are concerned.
Besides academic stress, several other factors have led to stress, as explained by one of the students.
Most students or some students are given tuition, and some of them use that money for betting or even half of it. And when a student loses, he or she start feeling stressed. Most people decide to take alcohol as a solution for stress, and a few go to the counseling center.
The counseling center remains a myth to the students, as most of them are not aware of its existence.
Budget for the center is so small, so we find that we cannot do campaigns to make people more aware of these services. The facility is also lacking.
Stress and its related repercussions continue to remain part of the student's life, as the counseling center can only go as far as providing services to only students that seek help. Joyce Sakelo, reporting for MAC TV. Small and medium businesses are thriving in the neighborhoods of Makerere University despite of the numerous challenges encountered by the traders. Our reporter Nakala Boiler has the details.
Makerere Chikoni is one of the slums whose industry sector has developed. This has been linked to the presence of the large target market who are students. Despite the development, entrepreneurs in this area have encountered a lot of challenges. Asimo Marvin, a boutique owner, clarifies about the problems he has faced in his business.
It depends on the season, whereby some people find that they have money, like the coming week there is no money. Even tomorrow you can reach here like at 8 in the morning. It even reaches lunchtime. Minus saving anything, because we are very many, we are competing in this business. You see this neighbor of mine, there are some people there in front, behind there, so that could be the only challenge. We are competing.
Semakula Medi, the nail painter, urges that, like any other business, challenges are inevitable.
Kiri munda ekiri ku main nti main webanga eyisa abantu eyisa buli omu kati abantu abebeyisiza buli omu bebeyisiza nga bangi kuba ba customers ababiri bakwati ne bakyama ne batuwagira naye sisi ntino ffe tuli eno munda ba customer abo tubamilisinga out.
Yes, Emmanuel, the tailor, explains how his business has been affected with the current situation in the country.
Emiwendo gy'engoye sobola okweyongera mbu emisolo bagyongeddeko wali eri kuboda nga giyingira. Kati olumala oyingira ne wano bawongeramu ssente nga ne wano olina okwongeramu ssente. Ate obwishi emisaala wabwe tegyeyongera, abazadde tebafuna ssente, tebaziweereza abaana, tebatugulaako kitegera kati ssente nga zikendeeramu.
Despite the fact that entrepreneurs in Chikoni are grateful to the university, many of them have been affected with the long holidays which make their businesses relapse. Vaira Nakala, Chikoni.
And in sports, Group B of the 2022 Qatar World Cup had the two superpowers, USA and England, which had the whole world focused to find out who the giant is. This was to be decided after the match, if it would be called football or soccer. Flora Kamigesha has the story.
In the ongoing 2022 FIFA World Cup hosted by Qatar, England was grouped with a fellow superpower country, the United States of America, in Group B. This has resulted into a clash between the two superpowers. England and USA are competing, each with an intention to be the champion of the World Cup 2022. The United States put a mighty impressive performance against world number 5 ranked team England, but was unable to score any goal. The two teams played a 0-0 draw. Through the opening 45 minutes, England was all beaten by the US on the run of play, but the United States was unable to find an opener to cash in. Group B standings are as follows: England with 4 points, while with 1 win; Iran with 3 points with 1 win; USA with 2 points with 2 draws, while Wales with 1 point and 1 draw. The United States has a clear objective in their final match of the group win. For England, they want a point against Wales to move into the knockout stage. Floria Kemgisha reporting for Mark TV.
And this brings us to the end of our news bulletin tonight. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next program of the Mark Chatterbox. I remain Joyce Sakelo. Have a good night.